And welcome into episode 5 of From the Tips. We are back. It's Thursday night. There's lots of golf to talk about. This is a Hammercast Network production. And with me, as always, is our PGA pro, former PGA pro, teaching pro, Drew. How's it going, man?
Everything's good. How are things with you?
It's been a wild day. I hate golf. Did I tell you? Did I text you I hate golf?
Yeah, you did. These things tend to fluctuate throughout weeks and even days. Maybe tomorrow you begin to love it again.
I don't know. I think I hate it. I think I'm good with being grouchy.
Right, sure.
I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. When I walk away for 10, 20 minutes, I come back, I'm freaking on top of the world. When I start watching the guys I've got, they suck.
Yeah, maybe it's you, man.
I got to quit watching it, man.
Yeah, maybe it's you.
I got to quit. At one point early this morning, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Paul Barjon. You familiar with him?
Yep.
I picked him. Justin picked him, a value play. The guy was only $6,700. All right. Did you see what he did? Did you?
No, I didn't actually. No.
Well, let me just share with you what he did, because I was so excited, because at one point I was fourth in a 12,000 player GPP.
You were at it again.
He was 5 under through 9 holes. On the front 9, he birdied 1, 4, 6, 7, and 8, and he parred 2, 3, 5, and 9. He had a 31. You know what he finished with? A 75.
Holy shit.
He shot 8 over on the back 9. How the fuck do you go from a 5 under to a 3 over in 9 holes? I'll tell you how. A bogey on 11, a double on 12, a bogey on 13, and a quad on the finishing 18 hole.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. Oh, he made quad on. He made quad on.
He made a quad on 18.
How do you make quad on 18? It's like a 340-yard hole. I mean, Jesus.
It's inexplicable, and so the fun thing is I'm still doing well in that lineup, and I really like my chances. Hopefully, it comes out tomorrow. I mean, he showed it. He knows how to play this course. I mean, you shoot a 31. You shoot a 31 on the front 9. You know you can do it. And but he had 2 blow-up holes. He had 2 regular bogeys, but a double and a quad, and that put him at 3 over from a 5 under. The show's over.
A solid day.
We're done.
Jason Day's tied right now through 13. If he wins, I'll go 5-0-1 today in my 6 players I picked. Spieth losing. He was 2 up with 2 to play, and he halved, which is very disappointing.
Yeah,
he would be my only halve on the board today.
I noticed it was radio silence when that happened.
Yeah, it sucked because I was getting busy at work, and I knew it was coming down the stretch, and I would look over and he's in the shit, and I'm like, what happened? I'm working. But no,
he was in control the whole time.
He was terrible today, though. I mean,
I know,
but the match, both those guys were so bad. Yeah, Matt Wolff was terrible.
At one point, I was texting you that I think I could take Matt Wolff down.
And he proceeds to make birdie on that same hole.
The hole that he had to hit a provisional on.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
He hit the provisional 4 miles left after he hit the first one.
I know. Right. That's what I'm saying. I can beat this guy. He makes a fucking birdie.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that was tough for Spieth to lose. But, I mean, all he has to do tomorrow is he's got to go out and win, and then the possible playoff or he advances. But, yeah, that was very disappointing. That match that was not good golf at all from either guy, really. I mean, if Spieth got out of there with a win, it'd have been huge, but he wasn't good by any means. It just happened to be that Matthew Wolff was terrible. I mean, Matthew Wolff's just everywhere. And he played a good round, yesterday, but really it was the middle of the round. He made 5 birdies in a row and won 4 holes in a row. So that kind of changed things down because he was at 2 down at that point. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing today, the way that ended.
Hey, how much are you looking forward to tomorrow's matchup between 2-0 Kuchar and 2-0 Kisner?
It's funny. Matt Kuchar has been off the face of the earth. Matt Kuchar even said after Wednesday's win against Justin Thomas, that he wouldn't have bet on him. I mean, with the way his form was, he's like, you're an idiot to bet on me. Match play sometimes, kind of gets the game back going, because the nice part about match play is you can make some mistakes. I mean, you can make a quad and you just lost the hole. It doesn't count on your score like it would in another tournament. So, you can kind of just write things off, and clearly he's got it going. He is definitely the surprise to me so far, one of the surprises. But how rock solid is Kevin Kisner? I mean, the guy he's just a match play. Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's a backwoods gambler. He's a South Carolina gambling man. And that's what he loves to do, man.
And match play is just perfect for his game.
He never plays a round of golf without having some kind of action on it. And you know what? Most golf pros don't. They all play with that. They all put action on their game. And everybody does. When you go out and play, you're playing for money.
Yep.
And I mean, we all are. That's what we do. That's why we're degenerates. And so,
it's true.
But Kisner is like the model for it. I mean, that guy, man, I've listened to some interviews with that guy. He's one of us dudes. That's all. He's a dude.
He's always got his big dip of chew in there when it's spitting around the golf course.
You know what though? He's really smart. He's cerebral. He is sharp.
Yeah, no, Kiz is one of the guys for sure.
He knows what he can do. I think no, Guru had Kuchar in an outright, didn't he?
He may have. I know Kuchar was one of his guys on Tuesday or Monday show rather.
And so and to think that JT and Louis are both going home. The funny thing is they're playing each other tomorrow. How bad is that round going to be?
Yeah, JT fought back today. He was 4 down at one point. He got it down to 1.
But his game just wasn't. It should have been 5 down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His game wasn't there. And Kisner was a surgeon for most, especially the front 9. I mean, that's what happens in match play when you got a guy like Kevin Kisner that's constantly hitting the fairway and hitting the green. It wears on you, especially when you're chipping and struggling your ass to scramble around to make pars. It starts to wear on you, and the guys that just are hitting fairways, hitting greens are like little pests, and that's how they just win, man. It's Kevin Kisner's rock solid with pretty much everything he does. And one of the things he does is the best is roll the rock and match play. You make putts on top of people, and it's devastating.
So is Cameron Smith just going to win Group 11?
No,
because Rory won. All right, Cam's going to be up 2-1 after today. He's 3 up through 14,
he's 3 down right now to Poulter.
Oh, he's down. Oh, I was looking at that's right. Poulter's going to be 2-0.
Yep, which is pretty Poulter-like. You would think. I mean, again, I didn't pick him this week. I picked Patrick Reed for the reasons of the match play that we talked about. Kevin Kisner's another guy that you could, make that case for, just a guy that you're just going to chalk in when it comes to match play. But yeah, it looks like Cam Smith's going to lose, and Cam Smith's been terrible today. He chipped in and kind of kept him in the match a little bit. But yeah, it was an important win for Poulter today as well. And he's Mr. Match Play.
So I'm just going to be very transparent. I wasn't able to watch any golf from pretty much 2:00 on, or 1:00, and as I got really busy, I was out having new barbecue grills in the rain. But there's 2 guys I want to talk about, the young bucks that everybody loves, and they're both pretty much trunk slamming tomorrow, aren't they? Victor Hovland and Colin Morikawa.
Morikawa won today, I believe.
No, Homo won.
Oh, yep, you're right. Yeah, so
Morikawa's 0-1-1.
Yeah, he halved yesterday. Yeah, you're right. And he's a guy with Victor Hovland. You think that would be perfect for this, match play setup. Guys that are, again, really good ball strikers. Morikawa was good at points. Hovland just didn't have his game for the first 2 days. And unfortunately, and sometimes in match play, you catch a buzzsaw where you catch a guy that makes 8 birdies, no bogeys. Like if you want to talk about Patrick Cantlay Cantley's made like 13 birdies and an eagle in the first 2 days with 0 bogeys. So Patrick Cantley's been fantastic. He's won both his matches 1 up.
I've got him. I've got him in the over. I got him in the outright.
And so that just shows, like, sometimes you run into guys like that, or sometimes, like today, we saw in the Spieth Wolf match, you got two guys playing like shit. It's like nobody wants to win. But I thought Morikawa would definitely fare better. But again, there's always going to be those guys, and unfortunately, and Max Homa with a gutsy win today, he was down 3 after 4, so really came back, won 6 holes on the back to Morikawa only winning 13, so that was pretty impressive by Max.
To me, I think the guy that if I had to pick one guy who's been the most impressive overall, I'm going to give it to Mckenzie Hughes. Aren't you?
Yeah, he's been good.
I mean, yesterday he takes out Paul Casey easily, and today he takes out Webb Simpson. How hard is it to beat both those guys back to back?
Yeah, and he kicked the crap out of Webb Simpson today.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. Mckenzie Hughes 2-0. He's gonna advance. That's gonna break a lot of brackets because almost every bracket either had Webb or Casey, and I'm telling you, Casey was chalk.
Yeah, I mean, we liked Casey, and Casey came out though, and he was down early today. But he got
won.
The 3-2
Casey still has a chance to win this thing.
Right. He was down, I think, two shots after 4 or 2 holes after 4. But yeah, you're right. Mckenzie Hughes, very impressive. And yeah, Webb Simpson yesterday won 6 and 5. So pretty impressive what he did. Came out today. It did. It really is.
So all Mckenzie has to do tomorrow is come out and secure a tie, and that's only if Casey beats Webb Simpson. If Webb beats, actually he's going to have to get a tie. He's going to have to get a tie or better, and it's his because he is 2-0. Webb and Casey are both 1-1, and so yeah.
One of the guys that I think's been most impressive or up there has been Sergio, and I like Sergio coming in this week. He took Lee Westwood down pretty easily yesterday in 4-3. He got a big win today, and he's just been rock solid from tee to green. He beat Tyrrell Hatton today 3-2. Tyrrell Hatton's always a character to watch.
Tyrrell Hatton is, I don't know what's happened to him. He's not been Tyrrell Hatton that I've seen in all that.
And again, this happens, right? It's so hard to it's so hard to maintain your level of play over time. It's just you go through ups and downs. But Sergio's been rock solid, and he's 2-0, and he looks like he's going to come out of that one.
And I see Scheffler, my boy. He's tied through 13 right now with Sullivan, which is kind of disheartening for me. And but he's 1-0. I think he has a good chance to win Group 6 because Schauffele is also tied through 14 with Jason Day. And so if Scheffler does pull this thing out today, then I think he's pretty much close to having it. I mean, he'll be because he has the head-to-head over Jason Day, doesn't he?
Yep, you want to beat him yesterday. Yeah, I beat him. Jason Day, very also disappointing. Right now, him and Xander are all square through 13. But he's a match play guy. He was a winner in, I believe, 16 and 18. He's one of those guys that you kind of think is going to come out of his group, and he just hasn't been that good this week. And it's also surprising after his good Daniel Berger looked yesterday that Brendan Todd still he's 1 up through 12. There's only a guy. I mean, Palmer and Sebastian Munoz are through 10. How are they going to make it before dark? I know it's in Central Time, but it seems aggressive.
I don't know. Yeah, it's still pretty light in Central Time here. Dustin Johnson, how disappointing is it that he's tied through 17 right now with Robert McIntyre?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, for DJ, as disappointed as it is, he's won the last 2 holes. So he was in trouble. Robert McIntyre, he's kind of he's a guy you like in match play. Dustin Johnson was decent yesterday. He's kind of cruising along. You'd have to think they're playing 18 now. Dustin comes out with a half point. He's got to be feeling okay, especially when he's down 2 through 15.
Yep, I'm still convinced Jon Rahm's going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, Jon Rahm's still on the golf course as well.
He's 2 up through 11, and Ryan Palmer's 1 up through 11 against Munoz. But yeah, how about Eric Eric Van Rooyen, after that beating he took yesterday, he's up 4 through with over Harris English. I mean, match play's nuts, man.
It really is. I mean, again, it's funny because in match play, even though you're getting your ass handed to you, you just got to keep going because you never know what's going to happen. And I mean, and this is why this is such a perfect golf course, because there's birdies out there and we've seen it, but like you can make a number out there too. And that's why it's fun. It's a perfect match play golf course. It's become windy. It got really windy this afternoon, which makes 17, which is like a wedge, an extremely difficult golf hole. You saw the shot Spieth hit on 1 today. The course is kind of starting to get like a little lightning fast. You can start getting some balls running out. I mean, Spieth shot must have ran out 140 yards after he hit that rope hook. But the golf course it's fast, it's firm, it's going to be a fun next 3 days. But tomorrow's the day for these guys, right? You got to show up, you got to win your point tomorrow if you want to advance for most of these guys we're talking about.
Hey, one of the things we talked about on the show on Monday was the 3 guys that played for the University of Texas that are very familiar with this course. Dylan Fratelli, 2-0.
Impressive. Dylan Fratelli,
Justin Spieth, 1-1, and so far Scheffler 1-0. So, there's been no losses from those 3 guys yet in the first 2 days.
Dylan Fratelli kicked Tony Finau's ass yesterday.
And he took care of Kokrak today, 3-2.
Yep. Yep. So, he's been impressive.
And he was one of your picks. And I applaud you for that one. Because I don't like the guy. I don't like him.
Do you not like his glasses or something?
That's part of it. I think that might.
I feel like I understand.
Pretty shallow, pretty petty.
I mean, the guy's got bad vision. Are we going to fault him for that? But I kind of know what you mean, though. Those glasses annoy me too.
Bad vision is one thing. Bad style is another.
Get some LASIK or something. I mean, what are we doing here? He's
the kind of guy that goes and wears those things in the middle of a restaurant. What about Abe Answer? Another one of our big plays.
Man.
He looks really good.
He has been, when we talk about most impressive, we don't really bring him up because we kind of expected him to have a decent week, but he has been solid from everything I've seen of him the last 2 days. Again, making easy work of it. Fairways, greens, birdies, putting lots of pressure on his opponent. He won easily today. Strillman won the first hole, and then from there on out, it was all Abe. And he's a guy that I like. When we get to the round of 16, I really like this guy coming into the weekend.
Is it possible? Is it possible that Rory comes out of this thing? Wait. If Ian Poulter wins, he'll be 2-0, and Rory will be 1-1. Yep. But if Rory wins tomorrow, Rory plays
Poulter.
Cam Smith tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Cam Smith. Sorry.
And
yep.
Poulter will be playing Lanto Griffin. So, actually, Ian Poulter wins, he's in. So, Rory's going to need to win tomorrow and need a little help.
Yeah, he's going to have to win, and have Poulter has to lose a point he can't have. Otherwise,
right, he can't get a half point.
Yeah,
exactly.
Rory was terrible yesterday.
He looked better today, 4-3.
Yeah, he did, but that's kind of, we talked about it. We just like throughout our shows, the problem's been putting 4 rounds together, and yesterday he was terrible. Today he's way better, and sometimes that's the way it works. I mean, Matt Wolff was better yesterday. Today he was terrible. Again, I don't know how Jordan Spieth didn't beat Matthew Wolff today. It was
I don't either. I thought it was over. Hey, I had a question. Somebody had a question for you, and you can explain it to them better than I can. What does it mean, like when you say 2-1 or 3-2, 2-1, 4-3 is the final? How does that work? Yeah.
So the original number, the number before, and is how many you were up with, how many holes to go. So if I'm 3 up with 3 to go and I win that hole, then I win 4-3 because I was 4 up and we were done. So basically the way it works is however many.
Well, Tommy Fleetwood was 4-3, so he was up 4 holes with 3 to go.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then so basically in theory, and they call it dormy when you get to a certain amount of holes. Right. But yeah, so ultimately you run out of holes to have a chance to come back is the way it's going to work. And so it's basically if you get to you're 5 up and there's only 4 holes to play, the match is over with 4 holes left.
Well, I got to talk about the one guy that I picked to do well, and he did not do well. And as a matter of fact, he lost 5 and 4.
Canada.
Yeah, Corey. Of course, I think he ran into a buzzsaw because Fitzpatrick was playing lights out. And so, you know what? He's resting for the Masters.
Yeah. Everybody's going to have that week, right? It's going to happen. And as bad as I thought, I don't want to say Matthew Fitzpatrick was bad because Jordan Spieth was really good yesterday, especially with his irons. But Matt Fitzpatrick was way better today, and he took care of business. Corey Connors comes out and plays Spieth tomorrow with not a lot to play for except pride. That's what I'm hoping Spieth can get it done. But Jesus, he's got to get to the range and work on some things. Yeah,
that was a little disappointing. I was in shock that he blew that thing up in 2 holes to go. And what he did on 17 was stupid. And then on 18, I mean, I was just like, what the hell? You know,
it's sad. Yeah, he had a cameraman on 18, and it's just the being a Jordan Spieth fan. It just comes with so many highs and so many lows, and that's on the whole basis. The guy is just he's nonstop and he's fun, and I love it.
So what's the so where are you standing on this thing? Where are you at for tomorrow? What do you think is going to happen? Any major shakeups? I mean,
so let's take a look here.
I mean, Xander has a real shot of being bumped out of this thing too. And I'm telling you, he's not playing great.
No,
people can say what they want to say, but he's not playing good.
He was so lucky on Wednesday. He was toast. So it depends kind of what happens here. I mean, we really got some good groupings here from what I see. So right now we have, there's 3 matches all square. You could see, I mean, I just I'm really feeling Sergio come the weekend. I like Abraham Answer come the weekend. As far as upsets, I mean, you can certainly see something in Bryson's bracket with Siwoo Kim and Fratelli, but Fratelli would have to lose in order for them to go to a playoff, and Bryson would have to win. If Fratelli comes out of that bracket, that's a pretty impressive win. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we're looking pretty good on all our outrights.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Rahm. We had Cantley, Answer, Scheffler. Who else did we have? Hold on. Keep talking.
You said we had Casey. You knocked out Casey.
No, we did have Casey.
Yeah, we did.
Hold on, I'll tell you exactly who we had.
What do you think about your boy Will Zalatoris?
I don't even know what he did today.
He halved his match today.
Okay, we had Rahm, Cantley, Spieth, Casey, Answer, and then we had a bonus play, a 90-1 shot with Siwoo Kim. But okay. I personally had Webb, Scheffler, and JT, and I said, I know, and JT's out. Webb's probably going to be out. But so Scheffler's live, Rahm's live, Cantley's live, Spieth is live. Did Casey win today?
He's still on the course.
Oh, he's still on the course.
No, he did win today, actually.
Okay, so he's live, and so is Answer. And so
he won 3-2 over Taylor Gooch.
Yeah, so we've got everybody live with a good chance to make it to the weekend, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's nice to have as many soldiers competing as we can.
Right. So, I mean, I'm going to be able to watch a little bit more tomorrow. Today was a rough day. Plus, I was just cranky, man. I was doing so well, and then I started watching it, and it was just like it all went to shit. And so, but you know what? That's why we play this, and but it's only day one. It's only the first quarter, baby.
Did you happen to catch Spieth's drive yesterday that hit off the cart path and rolled past Patrick Cantley while he was putting on the 15th green?
No, I missed that.
Oh, you gotta! I'll send it to you when we're done the show. So he hits this. It's this right field ball, 4 right, and it smashes off a cart path. It goes over an entire pavilion onto the green, and Cantley hits his putt, and it's rolling, and Cantley sees Spieth's ball rolling by, and he's like, "What in the hell is going on?"
Wow.
And, yes.
No, but I did see Spieth's second shot on 2 that from behind the tree and chipped it up, and it rolled like within 8 feet of the hole. And he was just trying to get it to the green.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was amazing. And then Wolf made a shot today that was just like, oh my God, I don't know how he pulled that off. But
so it's it looks like just an update. Yeah, it's Rombo's up 3 on Lowry through 12.
Rombo's going to win this thing. Rombo's going to win it.
We picked him. I think that was our consensus when we went through the bracket.
Oh yeah,
he was Van Rooyen's just beating the hell out of Harris English. Brendan Todd's 1 up now on Daniel Berger. Scotty Scheffler remains 1 up. All square through 15 with Xander and Jason Day. And Cam Smith is dormy now, 3 down with 3 to play.
All right, so we got. I will say this: every week we pick a winner after the first round. I know this is technically the second round of WGC. You got to pick a winner outright. Who's going to win it? Right now, I'm 2-0 on picking winners after the first round. Well, not 2-0, but I've won 2.
Yeah, gotcha.
You have won 0.
I'll pick Abraham Answer.
You're taking Answer to win the whole thing?
Yep, I will.
Okay, Pro got Answer. And I'm just going to go with the chalk that we picked, and I've been saying it from day one. I'll just go ahead and take Rom.
And he could certainly win. I mean.
All right. And so, and before we close out the show, well, actually, we can't really – yeah, we could do a snake on WGC still, right?
Yeah,
a three-player snake, and that way we can go right to Corales after this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's pick a snake on this sucker for tomorrow's round.
Yep.
Okay. This is for tomorrow. All right. You go ahead and take the first player.
So when we snake it, it's basically just going to have to be overall points between the 3 players. Right.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Because with gimmies and you don't really know what people make on holes. All right.
We'll go overall DraftKings points.
Okay. I will go with Jordan Spieth.
I should have just wrote it down already.
I mean, he's playing Corey Connors, who's been kind of bad. So,
and you know what? That scares me. That scares me. I think Connors might come out there with nothing to lose and just play his ass off.
I hope not.
Okay. All right. So you're taking Spieth. I am going to take in a must-win situation. I just think he's just really, really hard to beat in this format, but I'm going to go ahead and take – gosh, do I really want to do this? Yeah, I'll take Bryson.
Wow. Yeah, his back's against the wall. He has to win.
Yeah, I'll take Bryson. All right.
That's fair. All right. I'm going to go with another guy that has to win. I'll take Patrick Reed.
God, I like him too. That's a good play.
Thank you.
And I am going to take Scheffler.
All right. Scotty Scheffler.
I'm just taking a guy that knows that course better than anybody else, and I think he's going to end up being 2-0 today. He won yesterday, correct?
Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah, he won, and he's 1 up through 14 right now.
Yep, he beat Jason Day yesterday.
And so, yeah, I'm taking Sheff.
Mm-hmm. Right, I will go with Sergio then.
And then I'm going to take Cantley.
Okay. Cantley,
now we're gonna go with draft. Huh?
Rick Cantley's been rock solid.
Yep. So we're gonna go with DraftKings points. That way, there's actually, it takes into account how they play, not how they end up, and so it's going to include birdies and eagles and bogeys and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go DK points. Right now, we are tied on the season, 2-2 on our 3-man snake draft.
Beautiful. That's the way I like it.
So this will be the rubber match between those two.
That's right.
So for WGC this rest of this week, I've got Rom as chalk, and you've got Answer. Then you got Spieth, Reed, and Sergio versus Bryson, Scheffler, and Cantley for tomorrow's round DraftKings points.
Perfect.
All right. You ready to touch on the junior leagues?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
This was actually a lot of fun. I watched a little bit of it, and the wind was howling, and I like watching golf in the wind. But boy, what about Steven Yeager coming out of nowhere with a 66?
As Nick, Guru on staff, said earlier, a Yeager bomb, and impressive. Again, what we talked about earlier in the week on Tuesday's show, it's just the fact that the course is like 7 million yards on paper. And the guys are still going. They're going pretty deep. And Yeager was fantastic today. The wind's going to blow all week there, which is going to, of course, make it difficult. But it's a hell of a start to the week.
Yeah. I mean, very impressive. Like I said, I got my grievance out earlier on Paul Barjon to shoot a 31 on the front and a 44 on the back is just inexcusable. You go from 5 under leading the tournament to 3 over, and now he's going to have to worry about a cut line tomorrow. That just really pisses me off because I had him in quite a few leagues, and I was thinking, you know what? This damn model's doing his job. And several of us had picked him as a value play in the 6K range. And so, but let's keep going down the leaderboard a little bit. Joel Damon, I think we all were on him a little bit. As a matter of fact, he was one of my names.
Yep. Nate Lashley right there as well. I know he was one of Nick's outrights, I believe.
Adam Schenk. Schenk is right there at 4 under.
Scary name. Scary golf name.
Yep, I actually had Schenk and Damon up there, and
I had not to be mistaken by Dominican Sue, Justin Sue.
Where's he at?
He's at 4 under.
Up there he is, 4 under. Sam Ryder right there at 4 under. We really got a lot of these right, and that's pretty cool. Charlie Hoffman sitting there at 3 under.
Yeah, nice day.
I thought it could have been higher. I think he was the guy that we all had.
Yeah, and Pat Perez dicked me over a little bit today. He pissed me off. He had it 3 under early through like 8, and he finished it even. So Pat Perez, you earned yourself never be picked again.
Right. Then let's see here. We had Danny Willett 2 under. We didn't Hudson Swafford, who we all kind of laughed about. He actually is 2 under as well. And so, I'm looking down through here, and Charles Howell, I faded that guy, but he's 2 under. And so we'll see how that goes. Where is Grillo? There he is. He's 2 under. So you know what? There's a whole lot of live players in this thing. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I look forward to it. Even Retief Goosen is right there. Grayson Murray, Luke Donald, he's in the red. That's impressive.
Shocking, some say.
Pendrith. And so all these guys. So I'm actually surprised we got, T38 all in the red in that kind of wind. And one of the guys that we all like, Sepp Straka, he's even, so he's live.
He was having he started out bogey, I believe, to start his day. So he was behind the 8 ball right out of the gates.
He absolutely did on 10 and 11. And then he, and he still bogeyed on number 2, but he had, 3 birdies and, to match those things up. So even par day in that kind of wind, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not panicking on him. Will Gordon, even par, I'm okay on that. I had him ranked pretty high. Seamus Power, even par. I just said it because I like to say the name.
It's a good name. It's a damn good name.
Hank Lebioda. A lot of these guys we called, they're all live. The only ones that, Johnny Vegas, you know what? That's the disappointment. Johnny Vegas.
Yep. I like Johnny Vegas too.
And Luke List. They're both 1 over. And you know what? That doesn't mean they're out of it by any means. They're both have this skill set where they can come and make an impact tomorrow. But a little disappointing considering some of the names that are scoring low. And that was, Johnny Vegas with
Do you remember Hunter Mahan?
I remember him. Yeah, I know him.
He's in last.
Is he really?
Yeah, he shot 80. He had 1, 2, 3 doubles, 4 bogeys, shot 80.
Where is Cabrera Bella?
He's at 1 under. He's at 1 under. I knew you were going to ask. He was okay. He had a decent day. Yeah, he's T38 right now.
Wait. Everybody needs to know. Where's Lee Hodges?
Lee Hodges he's a late starter, right? He doesn't get out of the gates quickly. Last time I saw my guy Lee, he was at 1 over. Lee Hodges update. He got it to even. You said you're okay with the guys that are at even now.
You know what? But considering he's the Rory of this week,
that's too funny.
I mean, Lee Hodges. I mean, how could he not be in the optimal lineup?
But yeah, it's I don't know how long this tournament's supposed to be at this site. It's a decent track. It's definitely not one of, even though it's on the ocean and everything, which is beautiful, the course itself is fine. It's not one of my most favorite golf courses, and that's what you get when you have an opposite field event. But again, there's tons of golf that's going to be on the next 3 days. I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. I got some money in over there in Punta Cana, so we'll see what happens.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Apparently, somebody in my house is printing. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and pick a showdown lineup for tomorrow.
Let's do it, man.
And I went ahead and did a quick model for day 2.
Okay.
And so I might be able to even do this. Might be able to share my screen and we can do this live. And I can do this while we do this. Let me try doing this. Hold on. Share screen. We're going to Chrome tab. We're going to go with DraftKings. Let's see. All right. Can you see that? Yeah. All right. So that works. So basically, we can look at this and pick a lineup for tomorrow's round only. I will tell you that I have the model up, and I'll tell you, as a matter of fact, guess who's number 1 in the model for Friday round, based on the metrics that we did for the tournament. Now, this is obviously not based on Guru's model, which is probably way better than mine, but this is based on 25% approach, 25% off the tee, 15% putting, 10% birdie or better, 10% scrambling, and driving distance at 15%. Johnny Vegas is number 1. All right. So just to know, Johnny Vegas is number 1. Yet for tomorrow, he's priced all the way down in on the bottom 9s. To me, that says, hey, you know what? Let's give him a shot. What do you think? We all like him anyway.
Yeah, I do like Johnny Vegas.
So the fact that he was +1, I think he's going to get it together. And the fact that the model likes him number 1, let's put him in there as our value high dollar play.
I agree with that.
Okay. Now let's look at number 2 in the model. Now, this is interesting. It's Charlie Hoffman. Okay, so Charlie Hoffman is number 3 at 9.9. It's going to be tight once we get him in.
Yeah. So why don't we postmark it? All
right, we will. What I'll do is I'll go to the first value. Here's what's interesting. J.B. Holmes is sitting there as number 3 in the model. And let me see what his salary is.
I didn't even know he was in the field, to be honest with you. And I did a whole I
didn't know he was either. And so, yeah, there he is. As a matter of fact, he was 2 over today. He's only $7,400. And I don't know. The model's been right. You think you could see all we need is a good score tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm okay with rolling with JB. He had a nice week last week outside of Sunday.
So he's a really good value play. And then let's just you like finding those value guys first, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how I like to build it.
All right.
I like to find the cheap guys because then we can figure out kind of where to play with that top money.
The next cheapest guy, and he's ranked 6th overall for Friday round, and he's 68. Oh, well, let me see if he's $6,800 on DraftKings. Chesson Hadley.
He had a good day today.
Yes, he did. And let's see where he is.
And he does this annoying snap thing when he makes birdies, but it's fine. I'll let it go.
Well, this is interesting because he is going to definitely be a value play because he is all the way down here. There he is, $6,500.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
top
crazy.
6 in the model. So let's put him in there. So now we got Vegas, Holmes, and Hadley.
How does this work though? How did they Chesson Hadley going into the week was 6,800. Dude shoots 2 under to put himself in T19, and he drops $300.
Hey, those guys at DraftKings, they make way more money than I do.
Yeah.
And
it's always like Vegas. You think you're like, why the hell Vegas is dumb, and then it turns out they're not, and that's why they make millions.
Exactly. They know what the hell they're doing.
That's true.
So all right, so now when you look at this, we are now sitting with $9K per player. That makes me feel pretty good about going to our number 2 player with Charlie Hoffman tomorrow. What do you think?
Yep, let's go with Chucky.
All right, so now we got Chucky. So that still gives us 85.50. Let me go back to the model. So we got Vegas, we got Hoffman, we got Holmes. We got the top 3 guys for tomorrow's model. We've also got Hadley.
What do we have left?
6. So we got 4 of the top 6, and then do we got 2 more to go, right?
Yep. I believe so.
Yeah, so we got 4 of the top 6 with 2 to go, and we got 85.50 per player. So let's just go to the next highest player, which is Will Gordon. All right, so if we go to this, Will Gordon, wow, 8,300. You want to try it and see what we got left?
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. You say it was 8,300?
Yeah, so that gives us 8,800.
Get Will Gordon a damn picture, DraftKings. What are we doing here?
I know.
All right.
So here we are. We're at 8,800 left for one player, and we're sitting here with Vegas, Hoffman, Holmes, Gordon, and Hadley, 5 of the top 6 in our model. And the only person left, and he's going to be too expensive, is Thomas Peters. Let me see what he is.
He's still at 10,300.
Yeah, so we can't afford him. But let's look down the line. That way we can go strictly on the model. What
does the model say about Patrick Rogers?
The next guy, Patrick Rogers, is.
He might not like Patrick Rogers.
He's down there. Right there. Rogers is 41st.
Okay. All right.
But Bronson Burgoon, I think that was a guy that good old Guru was touting yesterday.
He was. Yep, he was.
Bronson Burgoon is actually 7th in our model, and he's only 7,200. Well, I don't know what he is on this one. Hold on one second. Let's see here. He's going to be cheap. But that gives us – there he is. He's 7,400. So that leaves us with 1,400 left, which is going to make our lineup very unique. It's not going to be a very common lineup. And so that gives us basically, when it's all said and done here, it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 7 in the model. And we got a unique lineup with plenty of cash left over that makes us probably a little less owned than some of the others. What are your thoughts?
I like it, man. Let's roll it. I'm good with it.
You want to wing it for $1,000?
Yep. Yeah, for $1,000. Let's do it.
All right. How about 5 instead?
All right. Let's roll. I like how you came down there off the number a little bit.
We're going to go straight from 1,000 to 5. Okay, so we're in. So it'll be fun to watch that one, see how that one does, and see how it compares to everybody else with the model. And so that's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and pick a winner for the tournament for the rest of and we'll do a snake draft. And we still got your golf tip to talk about.
Yeah, we're doing all right on time. We're doing nicely.
If you didn't have that football thing tonight, we could talk for hours.
I know. There's lots of good football stuff to talk about too.
I know. Well, let me take off this share screen so they can see.
So we're just picking our outright winner.
Yeah, outright winner for Corales.
I'm going to take Nate Lashley.
That's a good play. I mean, that's a really good play. Can't argue with that one. Okay, let me write that one down. So you got Corales winner. You got Lashley. And I am going to I'm gonna go with my guy, Joel Damon.
Okay. By the way,
he's
I love
5
Joel
under.
David.
He's 5 under, and he's been playing well. His form is good, and he showed that he could handle the win yesterday. And I don't think Jagerbomb is going to stick around. And so I like my chances with him. Now we got to do a 3-man snake. I'm first this time, and I'll go ahead and start with Damon.
Okay, I guess I'll start with Lashley.
It makes sense.
we got to do that.
All right, and then I'm gonna go with our boy Adam Schenk.
Okay, I will. I'll take Sam Ryder. Hey, how about Padraig Harrington? How about Padraig freaking Harrington at 3 under T10?
I know. I saw that 69. And so now this is for tomorrow, of course, the snake. And then I'm going to take Charlie Hoffman.
All right. I'll take Thomas Peters.
Nice. All right, so you got Lashley, Ryder, and Peters for tomorrow's round. I've got Damon, Schenk, and Hoffman, and I have Damon, and you have Lashley. So we've got both the Corales snake done, the WGC snake done, and we got the called out winners for both of them done, and we got our showdown lineup done. Not bad.
It out tonight, man.
Not bad. Now what we got to do is we got to show some. What is your golf tip all about tonight?
So on point for what we talked about, we're talking about hitting a little knockdown, low trajectory shot. We got 2 golf courses with wind this week. I thought it kind of fit what we were talking about. So,
all right. Well, let me put it up there, and we'll see what we can do here. Hopefully, I got the volume right.
So this week we're going to work on our trajectory. Both tournaments this week on the PGA are places where the wind blows very heavily.
I don't think the video's up.
We control our trajectory. The higher you get the ball, the more spin you get on the ball.
All right, hold on 1 second.
It's very hard to control your distance and direction. So what we're going to do this week is work on a little bit of a lower trajectory, more of a knockdown.
I'm going to start it over.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. So this week we're going to work on our trajectory. Both tournaments this week on the PGA are places where the wind blows very heavily. It's very important that we control our trajectory. The higher you get the ball, the more spin you get on the ball. It's very hard to control it as far as your distance and direction. So what we're going to do this week is work on a little bit of a lower trajectory, more of a knockdown shot. What we want to start with as far as this goes, I have a 7-iron in my hand. Typical ball position is in the middle of the stance. What we're going to do for this shot, we're just going to move it 1 ball back to where it's slightly more off our back foot. As far as weight, which is normally 50-50 on both shots with irons, we're going to put a little bit more weight on the left-hand side. So we're about 60% of weight on the left-hand side. Now, the other thing is that we're going to work on here is with the knockdown shot or a lower trajectory shot, we're not going to try to get the club all the way to the top. It's going to be more of a 3/4 motion. So we're going to get the club to here. And then the most important thing is that we get everything back over to our left side. So once we get the club up to here, we're clearing everything, making sure we're getting that weight back here. That's going to have the face a little shut down. That weight's still low. It's going to keep that trajectory low. One thing is you cannot swing hard. You do not want to cause too much spin on the ball. It will balloon in the air. So, again, with this shot, 1 ball back from the middle of your stance, 60% of the weight on the front foot. We're taking 3/4 of swing instead of taking it all the way back. That's going to control that trajectory. Make sure we're getting that belt buckle and that waist all the way through and that weight back on the front foot. It's going to help us keep the ball lower and below the weight. All right, everybody. So this week we're going to work on our trajectory. Both tournament.
Wow, that was really cool. I love these instructional tips you're doing every week, man. That's really cool.
Awesome.
I got a suggestion for one.
Sure.
I was talking to a few people. Let me turn down my speakers a little bit. All right. I struggle with this, and I don't know if it's psychological because I was never taught how to play the game right. And sometimes I do it great, sometimes I don't. But I think the biggest mistake I make is not hitting the ball in the right spot to get a divot. I think I'm hitting under the ball versus hitting through the ball. Can you do an instructional video on just a simple thing on where to strike the ball and how to get it to where you're squared up to the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Next week I will have it ready to rock and roll. No problem at all.
I just think that would be a great, because a lot of people, they never get that lesson. And you see these guys hitting divots, they don't realize that divot starts like 2 inches in front of the ball. I mean, behind the ball.
Most amateurs, just to touch on it without video, most amateurs are afraid to hit down on the ball. In order to get the ball to go up, you have to be able to hit down on the ball. The other problem is you get shallow and the club just bottoms out. You either chunk it when you try to get down in the ball. But yeah, that's something we can definitely touch on next week. I got all kinds of good tips on that. And that's just more. It's just all about weight, man. It's all about getting from one side to the other. But yeah, I'd be happy to touch on that. And anybody else, as always, any suggestions? I mean, we can touch whatever. I was just sitting here today trying to figure out what the hell to talk about. And I was like, hey, it's windy. Let's talk about a knockdown shot. But anything, any question anybody has, we can go over it. I've probably seen it and probably taught about it.
All right. One real quick question before we get out of here. When we'll do parting shots. But when you're out on the course with your buddies and you guys are, what is your favorite gambling game on the course?
That's a good question. So typically I have 3 to 4 games going on at one time.
See, I can't keep up with you guys.
Yeah, so it's a lot of the times, of course, we play, like with my pops, we'll play a match play with handicap, of course. But then you can play a game of Wolf. You can play a game of left-right, which is an interesting game. The 2 furthest left balls are on a team. The 2 furthest right balls are on a team on each individual hole.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, left-right's one of my favorite ones. But I'll typically get multiple. If I have a foursome, I'll have 3 different matches against each person, and then you'll throw in a left-right or a Wolf, something like that to have a little fun with it. Then you throw a couple bucks on the closest, of course, which is always a good time. But yeah, typically, which is why I like match play, is like anytime I play, we'll base handicaps and I'll play a match for $5, $10, $15 against everybody in the group, and then we'll also do our left right, so we have kind of a team game.
Do you ever do where you guys are counting off all your putts and most feet and putts?
No, you know what? I typically don't. So we're the more adult beverages we had throughout the round, the gimmies.
You can't walk those steps off.
The gimmies seem to be a little bit more lenient. So come 15 to 16, you're given 4-footers. So we don't necessarily do that, but there's, and that's the beauty of golf and the handicap system, right? The handicap system will bring any player down to where we can go out and have fun and have a match, right? A competitive match. And there's not sports that can do it. Like I can't go out there and have a competitive match against an NBA player. Like I can't go, in the gym and have a 3-point contest again. The handicap system allows everybody to kind of play on the same playing field, and it makes the golf trips like I'm going on in a month. We got 12 guys. There'll be money in matches, every group you can imagine. It definitely, especially once you have some cocktails, it's harder to keep all these matches under control with the as far as the numbers go. But it's always a good time, and that's the beauty of golf. There's a million different games you can play in your groups, and they're all fun. And again, the handicap system makes it to where a scratch player can play with a 24, and it can still be competitive.
Look at Ryan popping in here. You don't want me to play in a handicap.
I will say, it being, a lower handicap, I was a scratch for years when I was in, playing golf all the time. Now I'm probably like a 2 or a 4 handicap. When you have a lower handicap, sometimes you are in a clear disadvantage.
Right.
You get 20 strokes, like he mentioned, like that's a lot of damn strokes to give somebody. So I need to come out and play my ass off every time. Otherwise I'm losing money. So sometimes being the better player in these groups is somewhat of a disadvantage, but yeah, there's some people, and we see it, when we used to run member guest tournaments, and when we used to run MGA, the Men's Golf Association tournaments, to do these different things, people will go out of their way to inflate their handicap to win. But then there's the dumbass members that fake their handicap to be able to tell their buddies, hey, I'm a 4.2, but you go out and, fire 86 on a majority of the time. So there's two different people. You can put your handicap one way or the other. But yeah, when you have a lower handicap, it's definitely a disadvantage when you're playing against a person you're giving 20 to 24 strokes to.
Absolutely. But it's just so much fun. I love to get on the course and bet, and we do a lot of gambling because I'm so terrible that I don't care. But they'll give me, but we'll play and they'll take it easy on me because all the guys I play with are usually pretty darn good. And so, but you get guys like Ryan here says he hits his 80 yards straight and 160 to the right. Yeah, I'm.
Well, I'll give you 20 strokes then, Ryan.
Yeah, but you know what? An 80-yard straight drive is a valuable drive sometimes, man, because you're going right at it. But I don't know. You don't like to play with guys like us unless it's in a
no.
scramble.
Actually, it's the opposite. So most people that I play with, like especially when I was playing a lot and I was playing well, and shooting, consistently in the 60s, and my favorite people are to play with are the people that shoot in the 90s and 100s, and we can have beers and we can bullshit, we can make fun of each other. That's the golf I like to play. The stuck-up country club kind of golf is not my style, as you probably could tell from just getting to know me.
Yeah.
I like to if you shoot 110, as long as you shoot it and you're ready to hit the ball and your pace of play is fine. I have more fun playing with those people than the stuck-up people. Typically, the people that shoot 80s, 90s, 100s, those people are way more fun to play with than the people that.
Well, then we would have fun. Then we would have fun.
Absolutely.
First of all, I understand the etiquette, and I'm not going to be the jackass that spends 5-10 minutes in the woods looking for a damn ball.
So that's my only pet peeve. Like, because pace of play, working at a country club and having to tell people, hey, you got to hurry up. As long as you play quick or decent, you're ready to roll, then you are fine. You can shoot 200. I honestly don't care. Just keep it moving.
Right. Ryan, I don't know if you were here and you caught our earlier. We did a DraftKings showdown lineup for tomorrow. I'll recap it real quickly before we get out. Tomorrow's showdown lineup, based on our model, we got 6 of the top 7 guys. We started off with it's Johnny Vegas, J.B. Holmes, Charlie Hoffman, Chesson Hadley, Will Gordon, and we finished it with Bronson Burgoon. And so Burgoon, Gordon, Hadley, Hoffman, Holmes, and Vegas. That's our showdown lineup for tomorrow. Any final thoughts for you, Pro?
Let's just do a real quick recap of where we stand before we head out of the show here.
Yep.
Because some different things have happened. So currently, we don't care about that matchup. John Rahm's down to 2 up. Harrison with that. Brendan Todd is up to 2 up. And Brendan Todd, of course, is playing. My screen went crazy. Daniel Berger, which is kind of a surprise.
Oh, wow.
Scotty Scheffler now 2 up. You got to like that. Through 16. So he's
I actually show him 1 up through 17.
Okay. Well, then.
And Rom 3 up through 15. So Rom is pretty much dormy.
And Xander closed out. He birdied 16 and 17 to beat Jason Day 2-1.
Wow.
Coulter won by only 1, by the way. Cam Smith won 16 and 17.
Very cool. So, tomorrow should be a lot of fun. Hopefully Scheffler finishes it off. He gave one back on 16 or through 17. And so hopefully he finishes it off. He's 2-0 and he advances. And Fratelli may advance and Spieth may advance. There's a chance that all 3 of those boys go through, and they all know the course very well. I'm glad we called that shot. But the other tournaments already they're all resting up for tomorrow, and should be a lot of fun tomorrow watching golf.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. And golf again, it's hard to keep up with the WGC and over at Corales. Oh, there he is, Hodges. So Ryan,
keep an eye on that Hodges.
And we all need Spieth, my friend. We all need Spieth.
Yep. Well, anyway, hey Ryan, we appreciate you being on there. Guru Nick calling for Kuchar, and you know what? He should. He picked Kuchar outright, and Kuchar is looking really good.
That's awesome.
That matchup tomorrow with Kisner is going to be epic because they're both 2-0. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm looking forward to that one, big time.
Imagine Kisner not coming out of that group after beating.
Who did he beat yesterday?
Well, yesterday, Kiz beat. Why am I losing my mind? So he beat JT today. Yesterday, he beat Louis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be a great matchup, and I look forward to. I'm here for all of it. I'm going to be there tomorrow. As much as I hate golf right now, I'm going to be there for it tomorrow, and I'll be watching all day, and I'm sure I'll be hearing some comments from the group, and hopefully we have a great weekend. And reminder, you have Answer. I have Rom as winners for outright. You have Spieth, Reed, and Sergio tomorrow. I got Bryson, Scheffler, and Cantley. And then you got Lashley and I got Damon. And then you got Lashley, Ryder, and Peters for your three-man snake. I've got Damon, Schenk, and Hoffman for the three-man snake.
You keep saying steak because you've been damn on these grills all day, man. Yeah,
you know what? It's been a tough day. So anyway, well, hey man, great show. We'll be live Sunday night to talk about all this stuff, and you're gonna make it Sunday night, right?
I should be there.
Yep, we're gonna talk about all this stuff and have some fun, and we'll go from there. Until then, peace out, guys.
All right, thanks for watching.
Did you get all that? If not, make sure you head over to hammercast.com, subscribe, and join the Hammer Nation. Until next time, keep grinding.